Hello everyone, I'm Jane and I'm here to speak about the last PTB that we could try yesterday about finishing Mori and Base Kit Unbreakable. So, I want to start by saying that I don't think that this is negative. I think that the changes are interesting, but the game is not ready for it. And this is why I'm so happy that BHVR chose to test all of these so early before the planned launch of these mechanics. Because I think that it's a lot, it's a wall change and swap of a meta. And as the game is right now, I'm not really sure that it will work in a smooth way as they expect. Let's start from a point, both finishing Mori and Base Kit Unbreakable, let's call it in this way, are kind of positive changes, in my opinion. Because these allow you to address some problematic situation that actually made Dead by Daylight games feel rough and bring some kind of toxicity like not the usual, oh, you are teabagging me, or you are nodding me at the hook, or you are eating me at the hook. Not that kind of BMing, but like real toxicity, basically wasting your time by looking at you slugging on the floor till they choose to hook you at the last second on your F state, basically. Because that's, in my opinion, is something that can be considered toxic. And actually, I think that both these changes are helpful and quality of life changes to address this kind of situation, because these were situations that were considered problematic by the community. I don't think that there is someone who would agree with, no, but slugging just for slugging is something that we need. So, this is positive. What are these changes in the detail? Basically, the finishing Mori happens when all the survivors are in the dying state, or you have someone who's on the hook and the other 3 people are in dying state. Basically, when all the survivors cannot move around the map freely, you know? And it automatically triggers a Mori scenario where the last survivor who got hit by the killer basically is Mori in a chosen place of the map. So basically in this way you avoid the slugging just for slugging, like the game is just over and we move to the next game. Really cool. The Base Kit Unbreakable kind of addressed the same situation, because after recovering for 45 seconds on the floor, base time, you can pick yourself up alone, and as the Unbreakable perks usually work, and this is something that is a huge change in the meta, because actually killers will have to think more about how to plan a slug, how to play around the possibility of slugging, and I don't see this as completely negative, if not for a few scenarios. Especially because some perks maybe can make the anti-slug strategy really, really strong. Like the Unbreakable allows you to get back infinitely, really, really fast now. But at the same time, in the games I played in the PTB, in public lobbies, I didn't find a lot of killers who actually tried the slug, if not Oni. And Oni is one of the most problematic killers, in my personal opinion. Of course, this is a video of personal opinions. People can disagree with this, we can speak about it. That can benefit from the not the anti-slug meta, the finishing Mori meta. So let's start from the finishing Mori. As you can imagine, there are some killers who can be really oppressive with this. And these are the usual high mobility killer with high chase potential. So basically blight and nerfs that should be addressed at a certain point, like the nerfs, for example, cannot take advantage from exposed perks, like already changing that will be already positive. Blight should have some add-ons reworked, like Alchemist Ring and Eerie Tag, for example, can go. Because I saw contents of other people and I saw how the games were going, and it didn't look like it looked the total opposite of what I think these changes wanted to address. And then you have the Oni, who's a special case, because basically Oni is a killer who can never get the power for the whole game if the survivors completely negate it by playing safe, if the map actually is safe enough to allow to the survivors to negate the first hit of the Oni. But at the same time, even now, Oni is a killer who can have huge comebacks with a single use of the power. And with the finishing Mori, like, that comeback can be even more brutal. So I'm not really sure that the Oni is fine as it is if a change like that will go on. Yeah, you can split up, you can take distance from the other survivors, a bit like you play usually against Legion, you know, but Oni is a killer who has a really high mobility, a really strong power against chases, both anti-loop and both anti-W. So I don't know. Like, people are too focused at looking at the finishing Mori mechanic in a 4v1 scenario, but what worries me more is a 3v1 scenario, because basically if you have someone on the hook, barbecue and chili, power of the Oni, I think that you can plan really well how to close the game. And I don't know, it feels really oppressive. So I try to think about something, maybe like, you know, usually the power of the Oni is totally drained after 3 downed hits with the Demon Dash. Maybe it can change with a single Demon Dash, but you get more Blood Orbs from the hook, so in this way you have the power more often, but it's not as oppressive as, like, you know, you can slug whoever you want. I don't know. At the same time, like, this is a whole topic, and it's a too complicated topic that honestly I don't have the solution for. I think that it should be looked at, but honestly, I'm not in the position of saying, no, this is completely broken, or this is the right solution. Like, I think it's just something that kind of worries me, because Oni has that power, especially in solo queue. Solo queue is another important topic of this. The other problem is killers like Twins, for example, or maybe even the Artist. Because these are killers who can get value from downing people from a really big distance from where actually the killer is. And especially if they are running Unbreakable, like picking themselves up really fast, like they can feel a bit powerless. And yeah, I'm pretty sure that they are looking at changing the Twins. Like, we all know that they want to change the Twins. I don't know about the Artist. The Snipes of the Huntress can be both scary, but also a bit more underwhelming. Like, I think it depends also by the map. And like, I don't know, these are things that will make a really big change to the whole map. But what worries me at the moment more for the killer side is Twins. And this is like, I'm pretty sure that they know that they cannot release this stuff without addressing the Twins before, and I'm pretty sure that we are gonna see changes to the Twins. a lot before or at the same time of this mechanic eventually making the cut and being released for the game. Solo queue. I spoke of solo queue, and why did I speak of solo queue? Basically, because I think that the finishing Mori, like the last man standing, this is how you are called when you are the last survivor who's still up and not slugged or hooked, or like your teammates are just dead, you know. Like this wall mechanic is really interesting, but at the same time it implies a lot of strategy, because you have to take your choices about: do I risk to pick up my teammates? Do I just stealth to allow them to pick themselves up? Especially during endgame, like if there is a survivor who's hooked, then maybe someone else will get slugged, as it's going to happen in the game you're going to see here. What can you do as the last survivor? And like all of these mechanics, in my opinion, are really cool. Like it can make the endgame a lot more thrilling, and you have to think more about what you're going to do. Like this is really cool, in my opinion. But this is also something that implies that we need more solo queue changes, because like planning all of this stuff without knowing what your teammates are going to do can be really, really oppressive, in my opinion. Or really, really complicated more than oppressive. And especially with a no way out, especially with a terminus, like I think it can be really cool, to be honest. Like I think that the scenarios of endgame can be even more interesting than now. But I want to see changes to solo queue that actually allows to have more infos about what your teammates are going to do. What I like is that some perks are going to be more useful in the future, like low profile of Ada, that at the moment is not considered a super good perk. Give me value in another game, that was really cool. And No One Left Behind, for that, in my opinion, is already a really good perk. Can even become better because of the reason that I explained, that the endgame scenarios are going to be actually a lot more thrilling. These are my short opinions about this PTB. I thank you so much for watching this video. I'm gonna upload them more often in the future with more stuff like gameplays and a little guide about a perk that I think you're gonna enjoy. Thank you so much. See you soon. Mwah.